So if you are a HDB owner, right, keep a very, very close eye on BTO wait times. Alright? So what's a key data point that I will be looking at in 2023? And I have done you guys a favor by breaking them down into the different segments, okay? I need to charge the computer. Okay, so if you are a HDB owner, right, keep a very, very close eye on BTO wait times. Alright? Because once the BTO wait time, so every time a sales launch is announced from HDB, go into the HDB website, look at how long the buyers have to wait for it. Okay? And then also do track. I'll be tracking. What I track is how many percent or how many people are bidding for how many units. If that ratio starts to drop down, you as a HDB owner need to be concerned, because I am very, very certain that once BTO wait times are reduced back to their usual 3 to 4 years, we will see HDB prices trending in the direction that they were from 2013 to 2018, 2019, which is gradually downwards, as opposed to the price charts from 2020 onwards. This 2020 onwards, why that's happening is because of the short-term demand from the people that don't want to wait so long. So now if BTO wait times are reduced, that demand will be sucked out. They will go for their BTOs instead, and then the demand for your HDB flat is reduced. Right, so especially relevant to those of you that bought resale HDBs, those that are holding on to fresh BTOs, not too much to be concerned about. You're still going to make, it's just make more or make less, especially you're within your MOP. It's not something you can control anyway. Right, but for those of you who are out of MOP, for those of you who bought a resale HDB and you're currently sitting on a little bit of profits, you may want to take action sooner, or at least if you want to track and try to time the whole thing, do track that. That's one matrix that you can take a look at. Hello, sorry to interrupt. We'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for watching the video, and also to share why we do what we do. Is to empower consumers with hard facts and figures, quality research and real-life examples to allow them to make the most informed property decisions. So if you found our videos useful, the only thing we ask for is for you to smash that like and subscribe button so that the YouTube algorithm can push out our videos to more consumers. Thank you, and back to the video. Number two, if you're a private owner, right, I'll be tracking how much GRS, right, and how much en bloc is being put into the market, because there's a supply side factor. Okay, the good thing about the private market is that, so the difference between supply in a private market and in the HDB market is this. In the HDB market, supply comes either HDB resale or BTO. Okay, and to be honest, that fight isn't even fair, because BTO is so much cheaper than HDB resale. Okay, so HDB supply two ways. Private supply also two ways. It's either resale or new. The good thing about that is that the new supply for private is more expensive than the resale. HDB, the new one, is cheaper than resale, so which is why that's not fair, and which is why, alright, coming back to my first point, just to take note. For the private side, the new supply coming up will then push prices upwards, continue to push prices upwards, the absence of which will cause prices to increase at a lesser rate. So if you want to sell higher, to exit your private property, you can wait for those supply to come in, give people more clarity on where prices are headed towards before exiting, because I don't see the private market entering into oversupply anytime soon. Okay? Another data that I would track would be GRS, the number of bidders of GRS. Again, something that no one else really tracks, but we track. It's because it tells us about developer sentiments and developer, you selling one house, developer sell 1,000 houses, you will want to understand how they are thinking and what they are afraid of. And so if you see developers bidding, the number of bids coming up for the GLSs, coming up, and developers are being a little bit more bullish, you can follow their lead lah. Simply put it, they probably have seen the all clear, they have seen signs that, things are all cleared up. But of course, that is just one part of the consideration. Again, the developers have very, very different considerations as yourself. Again, all this I'll put it into the recommendations moving forward. Okay. Point number 4 really, it will be interest rates. Again, why so? That you can take a look at this chart lah, right? I feel the market will move once interest rates start to stabilize. The interest rate increase start to stabilize. That will then have a whole knock-on effect into the whole market and start to move the market. So if you're an upgrader, this is something that you need to look at. Why? Because if you are selling a smaller house to upgrade into a bigger house, okay, and if the market moves 10% on the same quantum, say you're upgrading from $1 million house into a $2 million house, that same market, the market moved the same on two properties, assuming they move both at 10%. You're going to have to fork out more money already, because your $2 million property moving 10% is up by 200,000, but your $1 million property up 10% is only up 100,000, so that you need to make up for that difference in $100,000. So if you're upgrading and if you see something like that happening, interest rates start to stabilize, more developers starting to move into the market, then you better hurry up, just execute your upgrade into your higher size, higher quantum property already. If not, later you get priced out of the market. The next one will be launch take-up rates. Again, so that the interest rates and launch take-up rates sort of is an indicator of market sentiments. Yeah. So if the launch take-up rates were to drop, then maybe you can take your time to start to analyze the market a little bit more, right? People are still a little bit more concerned. So now, what I've done is really to give all of you a little bit more points to take a look at. One point that is not inside here would be the property price index. Why? Because the property price index is retrospective. A lot of this data is to help you look into the future. Okay? Now moving on, right? The next few slides really is all about the data already. A little bit dry, but let me make some sense out of it. So all of this, if you need this, drop us a text. We are happy to send it over to you. Next slide, we are talking about the TOP data in 2023. What are some of the things you want to look at? So one of people's concerns is that in 2023, notice the TOP numbers are significantly larger. Of course, this 2022 one is not reflective. This is just the balanced TOP in 2022, okay? But notice how this is at 18,000, 2024, 11, 8, 5, and 1,000, right? So people, if you don't know how to analyze it, you may say, hey, wow, next year a lot of TOP, will prices drop because the supply into the market come up a lot? Like I said, the market generally is already undersupplied, so this new supply into the market is not going to cause prices to drop. As a matter of fact, this new supply into the market may actually cause prices to go up. Why? Because these folks didn't buy cheap. And they are still looking to make a profit out of it, and in the general low supply environment, there will be buyers buying up all these units like we have seen in Park Esta, Park Colonial, Sterling Residences, okay? How is that 18,000 going to split out, right? 2,000 in the CCR, 6,000 in the RCR, and 8,000 in the OCR, of which this 8,000 2,000 of which, a quarter of which is going to go into Treasure and Tampines already. So generally the OCR is going to be very, very undersupplied still, right? Again, coming into, that one is 2 years back, what we're talking about already, the OCR undersupply. Okay? So now that OCR under supply is also another reason why the developers were so aggressive in their bidding of land, hence the high prices over in Lentor and Amo. Now, the OCR will continue to be undersupplied, which is why I'm still extremely bullish about OCR prices, and which is why I don't feel OCR prices will drop. Okay, the only thing about the OCR is if you enter at a high benchmark price, you may not want, the market you may struggle to sell it at the new benchmark prices, considering that there's also very little new units out to really push that benchmark prices even higher. Again, right, because you see you enter at 2002, you're going to have to sell at 2004, 2006. At that point in time, you're going to have to compete, not just within the OCR, but at that kind of price point, compete with RCR and CCR prices. Yeah. One concern will be here in terms of the RCR. There's quite a number of DOPs in the RCR, right? So for those of you who own units in the RCR, especially these newly DOP units, you may want to be a bit patient in terms of your selling. You may not be getting the best price right out of the gate, but just wait it out. Right, because generally the market is undersupplied. You may not want to sell immediately upon DOP because next year actually got quite a lot of competition on that sense, right? Maybe take advantage of the high rental rate environment, rent it out for a while, which is what we are doing for ourselves, while waiting for that supply to die down and really exit at where the market is the most low in supply.